Welcome back. We've made it to another Wednesday night, and especially a Wednesday off of a holiday weekend. Why does it feel like it was so hard to get here?
I don't know. It's been a long week and it's only Wednesday.
Day two. So
Day two.
it's me, Keels, and it's your girl, Nola Disney Mama, and we are back here for another wonderful Wind Down Wednesday. And it feels like Disney loves us because they're starting to give us more and more to talk about each week that we come on here. And we've got some fun topics. But first off, let's go to the wine. I am drinking a white wine. Courtney is drinking a red, but they are both from the same line and the same area of France. So I'm drinking a white Bordeaux or a Pouilly-Fuissé. I love it. It's dry, it's tart, a little bit of apple, a little bit of pear. Will go great with anything except for shrimp. Will not be eating shrimp with this wine like ever again. And meanwhile, I got Courtney a
Pinot Noir
from Burgundy.
Yeah.
I had Burgundy on the brain again today. So a really nice Pinot Noir. The Louis line is very popular. You'll actually find it at Disney. You can find it right around everywhere. Even your local grocery store probably carries it. These are two of the nicer wines of the available ones on the line. And so they're going to run you between $16 and $18 a bottle, but well worth it. How do you like your wine?
It's good. It's really dry. Probably a little bit drier than most Pinot Noirs that I drink. But it's still really good. I really like it. It's good.
So I don't
Lots
know.
of cherry notes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is it really juicy? Really fruity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I like that one. It's a nice, easy drinker. Something you can tuck into. Like I said, I don't know why I had France on the mind, but I think it just when I walked into the store, it's like, ooh, I'll take this one. I'll take that one. And it was done. It's like the wine made the decision for me. Kind of like how Disney is starting to make park-going decisions a lot easier for all of us going. It seems like every day we're getting just a little bit of an announcement of someone's favorite restaurant or attraction returning to service. And this morning, Courtney got some really amazing news.
Yeah, Tusker House is reopening June 20th, not July 20th, like I texted Keels and Teeth. To my credit, I was in a meeting, end of the year school meeting, that I was supposed to be paying lots of attention to. And instead, I was trying to plan my ADRs for my trip in July because I thought I was going to be there the second opening day or the second day that they've opened. But instead, I'll be there a month after they opened. But Tusker House is coming back. Instead of a buffet, they're doing family style meals, probably similar to Garden Grill. Nobody is bringing a buffet back right now. So I think all these buffets are being turned into family style. But we are going to bring characters back. And I just love Tusker House.
So actually, I have the menu called up in front of me too. I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at it. So it is family style.
Remember, I was in meetings all day.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to run you $42 per adult, $27 per kid. Lunch and dinner are the same. I'll get to that. I'm going to start off with the breakfast because it's really interesting to me, and it's got a little bit. So I haven't been to Tusker House in a hot minute, and it's got a lot of Boma vibes to me. So you get 3 different all-you-can-eat plates, family style, for breakfast. And it's going to start off with your traditional pastry basket with safari bread, multigrain croissants, cornbread with 3 different sides. So you've got whipped butter, Nutella, and strawberry preserves. And who doesn't like Nutella fresh out of all day? Just give it to me all day. So then you've got that. Your next plate is going to be an assortment of fresh fruit with honey yogurt sauce. And then you're going to get to the breakfast platter, and it's going to have both plant-based and animal eating things. You're going to have your traditional potatoes. You're going to have scrambled eggs. You're going to have both Mickey and Simba waffles, bacon, sausage, and then a Durban chicken egg curry with jasmine rice. So that's going to be your plant-based option. I imagine Durban it's kind of like jackfruit, and I think it's the same. If you're on Instagram like me, you're seeing all those ads for like just egg that has no egg in it. That's basically what this is going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, breakfast sounds interesting.
So, but when you read the lunch and dinner, I'm assuming it's going to be similar. One of the reasons that I love Tusker House is because you can get, whether you're for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you can get your traditional American fare, eggs, bacon, whatever, chicken fingers, mac and cheese at lunch and dinner. But then you can also try all of these exotic African flavors that, like, I have a very adventurous 5-year-old who will try anything. He's not necessarily going to like everything and eat everything, but he is really good about food and will try whatever I put on his plate. And so I'll get him the salmon with the sauce or the plant-based chicken just to try it. And when it was a buffet or family style, I didn't worry about like ordering something weird that he wasn't gonna, not weird, ordering something that is outside of our normal palate that we eat at home. And then exposing him to that. But they also, if we went with a family who kids are less adventurous, or adults even who are less adventurous eaters, there was always something there for them to eat. So that's one of the reasons that I love Tusker House.
Well, I think that's what we're starting to see, a little bit of a difference between, I have no issue with the family style offerings for these character dinings staying around, but I do think they need to have a little, even if it's not off menu, something just more accessible to kids, because you see it in Chef Mickey's and Crystal Palace and Boma. They always have the chicken tenders or a slider or macaroni and cheese, or even just like a basic mashed potato or French fry or a really simple preparation of potatoes or something that are really palatable to the more picky eaters. And when I look at menus like this, especially when I get to the dinner menu, it's a little bit hard to justify for me $55 for an adult and then $42 for kids for this menu, which I like it, but it seems like it just needs a little bit more. So here, I'll run this through. So lunch and dinner are the same. You're going to start off again with some house-made breads served with hummus, coriander, and mango chutney. And then you're also going to get African-inspired salads, which are kachumbari and Arcadian green salad with citrus vinaigrette dressing. It's, salad. Then you get to your entree, and it's going to be like a big old plate of meat. And it's going to have Moroccan spiced beef, split roasted herbs chicken, Cape Malay green curry shrimp, and then Berber marinated pork. And your sides are green beans with carrots and corn, jasmine rice, roasted potatoes, and house-made macaroni and cheese. Desserts are always going to be just African-inspired mini desserts. So it's missing some. I'm sure the meat is going to carry on some of that traditional Tusker House flavor, but the sides leave a little to be desired.
A little lackluster, a little standard. Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of basic vegetables without some of the wow to it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's going to be really popular. If they do it like any of the other character offerings, they are going to have the characters come around your table from a distance. So I'm sure everyone will just love that. Just being able to see them in their cute safari gear. We haven't seen that in a while. I kind of like having the characters make the rounds away from your table. Because didn't it always feel weird that you had to, when you're paying this much for a meal and you want to get the character interaction, but having to stop down or chew your food real quick so you can take a picture when someone, Mickey Mouse is making the rounds or something like that. It always felt weird to me. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he always seems to come to your table as soon as you put a big fork of food in your mouth. Yeah. But I've said this before. I shouldn't say always, but I will almost always pay that premium for a character meal. Especially now that it's like it's the closest you can get to a character. But even, back pre-COVID, time is money when you're in the parks. And if you can swing it, and especially if you're only there for a limited amount of time, I think it's different if you are an AP who is in Florida, who is going every day, and you can spend an hour waiting in line to see a character. if you can pay the $55 for dinner and see 4 or 5 characters at once, to me, with a kid who enjoys interacting with the characters, and I admit I have a very good eater. I don't feel like I've wasted $42 on dinner for him, because my 5-year-old sometimes eats like a 15-year-old. So I don't feel like it's wasted money.
I've seen him steal food from people.
Yeah.
So where did you get that sandwich from?
Yeah. If you have 5 kids or 4 kids or whatever, like, yeah, you're looking at a couple $100. It is a different story. But I'm all about efficiencies, and I want to make my time in the park efficient and get as much done. And that includes relaxing too. So like having enough time to do everything we want to do. And if you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by eating and getting your character interaction in, I'm all for it.
Well, and especially, so you've been to character meals. I've had multiple friends and clients that have been to Disney since they've started redoing the character meals with the characters coming around and almost staged behind you. And I think the pictures look better because, like, for you have a younger one that's in like a high chair. So now you don't have to be standing up holding the baby to get in the picture because Mickey will be right behind the littlest one in the high chair or the baby seat. So it's almost, you can get them to frame up a little bit better. You can get the kids to focus a little bit more too, I think. But I've seen so many great interaction pictures or waving at the characters, and it's easier to also enjoy sitting down and not chasing them around. And I feel like they're making sure that characters are coming around to you more often than when they were doing table meets.
For sure. And you can do that, and you can have more time to see the characters. They can come around more frequently because they're not signing 4 autograph books and taking 6 different poses of pictures at each table. They're going around taking pictures, and then you get your little card at the end.
Do you think it was already kind of a weird thing? Like, it was a big deal for me, but that was back when I worked entertainment. How often would you guys go into the parks and have characters sign things?
I mean, we bought an autograph book every time we went.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's a thing. One of my first memories, this is a total tangent. One of my first like strong memories of Disney World is Goofy. Like, I handed Goofy my autograph book, and I'm only a little bit type A. That's a lie. I'm very type A. But I handed Goofy my autograph book, and he flipped it upside down and signed upside down and on the wrong page. And I lost it. Like, not in front of Goofy, but like when we left, asked my mom, I lost it. And I was so upset that Goofy signed my book upside down, and I thought it was ruined because he signed my book upside down and on the wrong page.
Meanwhile, Goofy's like, knock that one out of the park.
Right, because he's Goofy and that's what he does.
He was getting an A in animation for that meet and greet.
But yeah, pre-COVID, we had the hardcover animated character encyclopedia. We were trying to get as many of the characters to sign it, the rare characters that you see every once in a while. So I don't really do anything with it except for that encyclopedia that we try to get signed. But yeah, I enjoy getting the stuff signed. I make my son, now that he's a little bit older, I would make my son ask for the autograph himself. I think there's something to be learned about going up and having like an interaction with an adult or a character, someone you don't know. Sure. I think there's lessons to be learned at Disney as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely, and just the confidence to approach someone you don't know and talk to them, even though you may have some familial knowledge of them because you've seen them around and you've watched their cartoons and movies so much. But yeah, it's definitely going to do that. I've seen some really cute things that people have done for autographs, like those little triangle banners, like bunting. Take some of those and just to stack on a clipboard with different color Sharpies and have different characters sign on them. And then you can stream them and hang them on a wall, like in a bedroom is really cute. Or on the cruise line, I've actually made some for clients that looked like ship flags. They had the Disney logo and they just got the characters to sign all around that. So something you can hang on the wall. Pillowcases were always really, really popular. Tote bags.
Yeah, I've seen book bags. Yeah. So there's all kinds of cute ideas. they ever start signing things again.
I think they have to at some point.
They have to, right?
Right?
It's a staple, I think.
It's one of
But
the,
yeah, if you haven't,
those...
I was gonna say, if you haven't been similar to what they were doing a few years ago when people lost their ever-loving mind at character meals, they give you like a postcard. I wish I had one in front of me, but they give you like a postcard, and they're all pre-signed. They're pre-printed. Yeah. They're not even signed.
It was, they lost their minds over Enchanted Dining at Artist Point with Snow White and the Queen. That's the one, because they all had like bits to run too. Yeah. It was almost like dinner theater, so they couldn't stop and take time to sign their names.
Sign anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of today's big announcements. The other big announcement we got is insight into spooky season. So we already knew that Disney would not be returning, well, at least East Coast Disney would not be returning to a traditional Halloween offering of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which for those of you that haven't been, was a hard ticket event that occurred after the park closed, and it went into the night. I want to say it usually went to like midnight or 1. And there was a special Boo parade, probably the best fireworks ever on property. The Halloween fireworks were fantastic. Projections, there was always a Castle Forecourt show, most recently that involved the Sanderson sisters. That was fantastic. You could also meet super unique characters, like all of the 7 dwarfs were in one place, a lot of the villains. Moana, but Jack and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, literally people would buy these tickets and get in right when the park could get in and go get in line to wait for hours for them, even before they came out and started signing autographs. There were lots of really, really cool PhotoPass stuff, different ambient characters walking around outside of Haunted Mansion. And towards the end, there were special projections in Space Mountain, in the People Mover. There were live pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean, all sorts of really, really cool bits. And then on top of that, you went home with like 4 bags of 90-piece candy. So just all of the candy that you'd want. You'd walk around and cast members are just shoving handfuls into these cute little bags that you got. So it was always a really fun night for a hard ticket night. It started going on really long. So I want to say last year or 2019, the last year that they had Mickey's Not So Scary. The first one was like August 4th. It's like,
I pulled it up. It was August 16th. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In 2019. Yeah. I was looking up 2019 stats compared to Boo Bash for 2020, which we'll talk about, or 2021, which we'll talk about in just a second. But yeah, in 2019, their first one was August 16th. There were 36 of them going all the way till November 1st. They even did one after Halloween. So
if this holds, your girl Keels was at the very last Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, because I did go on November 1st of 2019, and I did not make it to the end. I saw the first parade and fireworks, and it was so unbelievably crowded. It was like it felt like New Year's Eve. So I took my candy and I bounced. All I was there for was to see the Sanderson sisters, see the parade, see the fireworks, eat macaroni and cheese fries at Casey's, because those had just come out. Checked all those bucket lists, and I was good to go. I had Kit Kats for dinner back at the hotel. It was fantastic. I paid $115 plus tax for that. So today, like, we knew the Boo Bash was going to be a little bit scaled back. It was going to be more kind of like an after-hours event, which Courtney had a chance also in 2019, or was it 2018?
I think it was 2018.
Okay. So in 2018, Courtney had a chance to go to one of the hyper super themed after hours events, also at Magic Kingdom, the Villains After Hours. So tell us about your experience there. I promise this is going somewhere.
Yes. Villains After Hours, I believe we could get in at 6. had all the attractions that you want to go on were open. There was a castle show. I don't believe there were fireworks, but lots of fun photo pass opportunities. A few special food and drink options, but different from the Halloween party. Ice cream novelties and popcorn and soft drinks were included, which was kind of nice. I think I'm not exaggerating. I think he ate 3 Mickey ice cream bars that night. And I stuffed a few Diet Cokes in my bag to bring back to the resort. But it was fun. It was just me and my son, who was like 2 or 3 at the time. And he was a trooper. He stuck it out nearly to the very end. People dressed up. This was in the summer. It was in the heat of summer, like June, end of June, early July. But people were dressed up because you could costume for that. Went all out. Like, I was like, this is way too hot to be in a full out costume, but people were committed. But it was fun. I don't know. We'll get to this. I don't know if I'd spend the money on it again. But I'm glad I went once. But it would have to be a different theme. The villains aren't like a jam. But if it was a theme that I was really into, then I would do it again.
So I briefly, when they announced the dates, I'm like, you know what? If there happens to be one when I'm there in October before my Mardi Gras cruise, I could be convinced. I could have my arm twisted. Well, there's not. It's not one of the select nights. And then also when I saw the prices today, I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. It's pricey.
So we'll do the prices last. We'll just kind of fill you in on, we got more details today. So the first announcement was that they were mixing it up for the 50th anniversary, and they were going to be calling it Disney's After Hours Boo Bash. 23 nights beginning August 10th through Halloween from 9 p.m. until midnight. So that's just basically a 3-hour add-on. They have not mentioned what time you can get into the park with an after-hours ticket. So we will be watching to see for that. There will be no parade or show or fireworks, but they will have special cavalcades, including Mickey dressed up for the occasion. The Disney Villains Cavalcade will show all of the villains. Some of these we have seen early on in trips to Magic Kingdom. And then there's going to be Jack's Nightmare Cavalcade with him and Sally and Oogie Boogie. They're going to ride down Main Street to This Is Halloween. And then one thing we haven't seen in a long while is Maleficent from the Day Parade at Magic Kingdom. So she will be rolling down Main Street, breathing some fire. You're also going to get to...
I'll say real quickly, Maleficent was at Villains After Hour, and it's cool to see her breathe fire during the day. It's really cool to see her breathe fire at night. That was probably the coolest thing of the Villains After Hour. So
yeah. And that's the whole reason she does that, is because they kind of took that concept from the Chernobog float from Spectre Magic, and that eventually I think they thought that they could transition the day parade into a night parade, and that would be one of the feature elements of it. Remains to be seen. That was like the hot topic years ago. I don't think Teets is watching because he hasn't corrected us on anything yet. So he normally chimes in on some of that kind of stuff.
Sure, we've misspoken.
Oh, a million times already. We're also going to see characters around the park like we currently see them now in cute little tableaus, in all of their Halloween gear. There's going to be a Haunted Mansion character appearance, Goofy, Chip and Dale, all your traditional people that are out at Halloween. There's going to be the Cadaver Dans. I'm sure they're going to either be on a trolley or performing up on the train stop. You are, like after hours events with the pass, going to get to stuff your bag with free stuff like sodas and popcorn. So bring an extra large bag. And you're going to get to ride certain rides. Not all the rides are going to be open. Then there's going to be some specialty stuff. They're going to bring back some of the old traditional Halloween treats and snacks. Photo Pass is going to be out with some spooky shots. Here it is. You can get into the Magic Kingdom as early as 7. So that's 5 hours in the park for Disney After Hours Boo Bash. So that means you can get an extra 2 hours of Magic Kingdom with these tickets. There will be trick-or-treating candy, so weigh that into the cost-benefit analysis of this event. Tickets go on sale as early as June 8th if you are staying on a resort at that time period, and they start at
drumroll
$129 to $139 plus tax per person for August and September nights. We get a bigger upcharge when we head into October, $159 to $169 per tax for October. And if you want to go on Halloween, that's going to run you $199 plus tax per person. But you know what?
Keely, what if I'm an AP holder or DVC?
That's what I was going to say. Congratulations. If you go in August and September, you can get $10 off.
$10 off. $10.
Those prices are insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty steep. It's pretty steep. Especially, and this is what I was looking at before we came on, Not So Scary in 2019 started at $74. Now the price has always gone up as you get closer to Halloween, and when they had one on November 1st were always the most expensive.
Yeah.
They had 36 nights in 2019. It started at $74. And you mentioned this before we went on. They didn't announce this when they announced Mickey's Not So Scary in 2019, but when tickets weren't selling for Not So Scary in 2019, they started this like annual pass for Not So Scary where you could pay like $300. If you're a Florida resident, you could pay like $329 or something like that and get in every single night except for Halloween night because they weren't selling out at $74. Now, there's pent-up demand. People have travel money that they haven't spent. Like, do I think this will sell out? I don't know. It's a steep ticket price for a 3-hour event without a parade. Now, hot take, I like the cavalcades more than parades, but I live in the land of parades, so I'm fine with cavalcades. But no stage show and no fireworks.
And no actually getting to meet the characters.
Right.
That was one of the coolest things is the photo ops when you're wearing your costume to take a picture with Mickey who's also wearing his Halloween costume.
Right. Or dressed up like a cadaver Dan, taking a picture with the cadaver Dans or whatever.
Yeah, or someone from like the tightrope girl from Haunted Mansion and being able to do all that. It is too expensive for me, especially when I think the better but not more family-friendly Halloween event is down the street at Universal Studios with Halloween Horror Nights. Today is traditionally when we get the announcement about that kind of stuff, and I think that's why Disney, for some reason, tried to jump over that, thinking it would give them the hot buzz on spooky season, and instead it was more like, I don't know, let's rethink this one. So, for those playing along at home, the most expensive Halloween Horror Nights ticket was $90 in 2019, and to get an express pass on top of that to get you to skip the line for all the haunted houses, which there are 10 of them, special for the event, was always like $120. So, you're about break even on a Halloween night at this Boo Bash, but you can get into Universal at like 3 o'clock with tickets. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, and I would love to know someone who is going to this and what the reasoning is. Like, because I'm also curious what hotels look like even for Halloween. Let me take a look.
Yeah, I've always had clients who have gone in the fall who are going specifically for Not So Scary. And I've had a lot of people ask for bookings this year, next year. I haven't had a single person ask for Boo Bash. I'm not saying it's not going to, I'm not Look, Josh chiming in. AP holders get a $10 discount.
We already talked about that. Also DVC, but that's only in August and September.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not going to be popular. I'm not saying it's not going to sell out. It could sell out every night. I don't know. But I'm just knowing what anecdotally from what I've seen in the past, from what I've been seeing online. I don't know. I think this is a tough sell. It's a hefty ticket price.
And it seems like every other year, Disney's Wine and Dine Half Marathon kind of falls in line with the last day of Mickey's Not So Scary and the first day of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It doesn't work out that way this year because Halloween is on a Sunday. So if we were to have Run Disney's Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend, it would likely be the week after that. So I knew that was always a popular season, and Disney kind of got to double dip and get some real interest on that Halloween and November 1st date because people that were coming in for the Run Disney race would likely add on that extra Monday or Tuesday to get into the first Very Merry Christmas Party. So I'm just going to take a look and tell you guys what hotels are running at for the 29th through November 1st. So that's a Friday to a Monday. So for 2 adults and 2 kids, I'll just give you guys an idea of what things are going. Yeah, that's one thing I'm ready to call it. We're not going to have a Wine and Dine Half Marathon. And I think if we get into July and we still haven't heard about marathon weekends, I think Run Disney may just be straight up virtual. I can say that because Teets apparently isn't listening, or else he would be crying in the chat about it. But that's something to watch going forward too. All right, do you want to guess what Art of Animation is per night for Halloween weekend?
For a suite, $529.
This is for a, let's see.
Which suite are we talking about?
There are no regular Little Mermaid rooms. I've got both Cars and Finding Nemo. Cars is going to run you $498 plus tax a night. A Nemo suite is going to run you $525 even plus tax.
Ooh, I was so close.
You were real close. You were real close. As far as true values go, there's nothing at any of the All Stars.
There hasn't been. There has not been. No.
So the best deal, if you do want to go at spooky season and see all the decorations everywhere, the best deal is not entirely unreasonable, and it's at a moderate. It's at Coronado Springs Resort.
Coronado Springs.
Where you can get a standard view in the casitas for $289 a night.
$289. I was going to say $309, so not too far.
Yeah, that's not terrible. The real sticker shock comes when we start looking at deluxes. What do you think the most inexpensive deluxe for a Halloween weekend is going to be? Because I can tell you a lot of DVC people are banking on fireworks being back by Halloween.
Yeah, it's going to be an Epcot Resort. Boardwalk? Yacht? No.
Bay Lake Tower is $1,583 a night.
What?
$1,583 a night at Bay Lake Tower. But wait, that's not all. Grand Floridian is $800. There's nothing for cash at the Poly. Contemporary is a cool $3,000 a night. And that is going to be for
that's got to be for like a 2-bedroom, huh?
2-bedroom suite with a Bay Lake view.
Yeah.
So when you don't get fireworks after you spend $200 a person on Disney After Hours Boo Bash, maybe you'll still get to see the electric water pageant. Or you can stand out on your Bay Lake view balcony and watch towards SeaWorld, where there will definitely be Halloween fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beach Club's not bad, $652. Wilderness Lodge, $606. Yacht Club, $660. Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani is $929. What? That has to be for a 2-bedroom, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. Again, if someone gifted me a ticket, if I got one for free, I'd go. Even if the AP discount was like more, I would consider it. But yeah,
20%, like 20%,
20%,
maybe.
yeah. It just, I don't know, a $10 discount feels like a slap in the face. Like, might as well not even give a discount. I don't know. It seems very cheap. I mean, yeah, it's a cheap offer for a $10 discount.
So that's where we stand on Boo Bash. I'm giving it a thumbs down. Courtney's still holding out for a free ticket, maybe.
I'm not getting a free ticket, but
it's a thumbs down for me. And that's also because where we live, I almost prefer doing Halloween here than anywhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to love.
I preferred Very Merry over, like, I don't know. I enjoy doing Halloween, like you said, here. I enjoy doing the trick-or-treating here. Mm-hmm. Dressing up in a costume in August or September in Florida does not sound exciting. It's very often hot here, so like I know how hot it is in Florida.
Yeah.
Spending that kind of money and then maybe having a hurricane also is not exciting to me. So
yeah, kind of like this past year.
I'd be singing a different tune if this was, I don't know, Christmas Jam or something. I just think I'd be more apt to spend it on a Christmas party, but that's just who I am as a person. It says nothing to what Disney is offering.
Right. And I think for me, the nostalgia of my time back at Magic Kingdom is more tied to Christmas, because if you were in Christmas parade and shows, or if you were in Halloween, you were doing park sets and that was it. You had nothing to do with Christmas. And I think there's just something still, I can hate on Disney until the cows come home, which is kind of the position I'm at right now. But just get me to Christmas season and all of that just kind of goes away. And I think the minute I see the toy soldiers marching down Main Street, the toy soldier band, there's just something so Babes in Toyland about it. It's just what I knew growing up, and it's just magical. Everything every Christmas dream when you were a kid that you can imagine still comes true at Christmas.
Right.
So
right.
I'm not gonna do $199 for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I don't know. If they bring back Sparkling Christmas Spectacular on the Castle Front stage,
you're gonna have to.
I might just have to.
Yeah.
Now here's the one thing that I think Disney they're going at the low hanging fruit. Bless you.
Sorry, allergies are terrible in New Orleans right now. We were just talking about that, so.
I can see the termites right outside my window too, so that's really exciting for me. Speaking of spooky season, the termites. So what I think Disney is just taking a swing at. Are you willing to pay this price? Because this event is also, especially on Halloween night, it's going to be empty.
Well, they sell half as many tickets and they still make the same amount of money. And they, in fact, make more money because they don't need all those people in costumes. They don't need all those dancers. They don't need all those people in the parades. So they could cut their capacity by 40%, make it feel not as crowded as the Not So Scary, and still take in a lot more money than they did with Not So Scary.
I mean,
I don't think they will. I think they'll still oversell it, but maybe not.
I think Halloween is going to be a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
A lot of YouTubers. So that's our take on Not So Scary. I thought by the time we stream tonight, I would have more Halloween Horror Nights information for you guys. Everyone is still holding strong to the previous speculation map from last year. We've got Velocicoaster making its official debut at Universal Studios on the 10th. And I think if I check the calendar, let me just look. we don't have a Friday the 13th coming up. It's Friday the 11th. No, so I think we'll hear about Halloween Horror Nights sooner rather than later. I expect Universal to be a little bit more aggressive with their capacity and what they're doing since we last spoke, they've gone mask free, indoors,
Totally.
outdoors. They've gone complete honor code of if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear them anywhere. People are embracing that. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on a daily basis. So speaking of, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell notification to get alerts when we go live. Because in case you just watch Wind Down Wednesday, we've got another show tonight at 10. Teets and I are going to be back for CLC After Dark, and we're going to be watching the debut ribbon cutting of Marvel's Avengers Campus at Disneyland, and we're going to be chatting about that while we watch all the pomp and circumstance over that. So it should be a really, really fun time. Not as fun as Teets' Tuesday Takes, but we'll try our best. But make sure that you guys hit the purple follow button on Twitch, or you subscribe here on YouTube so you never miss when we have one of these sudden streams. I probably shouldn't have said sudden streams, but it's okay. So Halloween Horror Nights.
I also thought, back to Universal for a second. They announced before the weekend, I think on Friday, that they were going completely maskless. I really thought we would have an update by Disney by now. I didn't think they were going to do another starting tomorrow, starting in 4 hours, you don't need a mask. I thought, by Monday they'd say by next Monday, masks are not required, but we've heard boo from them. So
yeah.
Masks as of now are still required indoors, in queues and rides. It's weird to see people walking around Main Street with a mask off and then getting on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which the ride's not completely, but mostly outside with their masks on. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated as soon as they say anything. We'll let you know, but masks are still required in queues, inside, on rides at Walt Disney World, but not at Universal Studios.
So I'm asking the chat too. So what is y'all's take on theme parks and mask wearing? So now that means Universal, all three parks at Universal are maskless. SeaWorld is maskless. I believe Legoland is too, which of all places, Legoland is probably the one where you need the mask because it's all kids. But Disney's still holding strong. So what is your take on this? Other than you were surprised Disney didn't have an immediate reaction to it.
I'm surprised they didn't have. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't heard anything. I don't know. We are in a place in New Orleans, and we have parishes, not counties. And I live on the border of Orleans Parish and Jefferson Parish. Jefferson Parish through this whole thing has been a lot more lax with things in Orleans Parish. So I live on this border where things have been very relaxed. There's not a place that I've gone in the past week that a mask has been required. I have not worn a mask since the last day that I proctored an exam a few weeks ago. But my school is now maskless. All of our teacher in services have been maskless. Graduation was maskless. So it'll be weird to go if by July, which I'll be shocked, if by July we still have to have a mask on indoors. It'll be weird to transition back to that because the heat is getting so stifling here in New Orleans already, and I know Florida is very similar climate-wise. It's going to be miserable, even indoors, to put that back on.
Yeah, and so I'm like Courtney, so I'm dead center Orleans Parish.
Yeah.
I actually live off of one of the major streets, not Bourbon Street that most of you non-New Orleanians know, but I live off of another really, really popular street that people kind of flock to for bars and restaurants and shopping and stuff. So I'm lucky that I've been to the theme park so much during the pandemic because going out maskless with just so many tourists around me once the city opened up would have given me such a massive panic attack, I think. But because I was able to acclimate myself to all of that by going to the theme parks, especially my day at Volcano Bay, which was, it's a water park, and you only had to wear a mask if you were walking into the bathroom or locker room or walking up to the bar or restaurant to order something. And now that I'm thinking about it, we were in a cabana, so we had a server, and we were so terrible. We didn't even put on masks like to talk to him when he came to take our orders or anything. I didn't even think about it till right now. What a jerk.
Yeah.
I was such a jerk. Oh, that was my phone. I forgot.
And like to be clear,
I forgot my speaker was playing spooky music back there, but I forgot because I was playing spooky music and my playlist ran out. That was my phone.
If this
Some
is your
spam
first time
caller is
watching,
calling me.
Keely and I
have
both
a
been
technical
vaccinated for a while, so like we're not being irresponsible and going around maskless. Like we were both vaccinated by the time we went together for our trip in April. But I actually. You okay over there?
I turned the speaker off in case it happens again. What spam caller calls you at 8:49 on a Wednesday? Don't they know what I mean? Also, what professional streamer leaves her Bluetooth speaker turned on, connected to her phone? I don't know.
But I saw an interesting article.
I've been fully vaccinated since we've been fully vaccinated since the middle of March.
Yeah.
I'm middle of March. So, but when we all went on my birthday trip in April, we were all well past the 2 weeks past fully vaccinated because we were all going to be sharing one room, like one big villa. And we wanted to make sure that was really cool. I still wear my mask out if I go into the store, if I go into Walmart, if I'm going into a restaurant that I haven't been into in a while, I'll still wear a mask like in until I sit down. It's mostly at stores and stuff, just because I have a little rubber bracelet I wear that says I'm COVID-19 vaccinated. If it wouldn't look like I was trying to solicit people for money, I would just wear my vaccination card on a chain, like on a lanyard around my neck, just so people don't give me funny looks. But yeah.
But I read an article in the New York Times today that was saying it gave some interesting statistics, and we've been 3 weeks out now since the CDC changed its policy on masks for the vaccinated, and positive cases have not gone up. Positive cases have continued to either decrease or stay the same. But the really good, so that's good news. Really good news is also that vaccinations have gone up, because vaccinations had kind of started to stagnate and started to decline. But since this announcement about the no mask, like vaccinations have gone up. So that's why I have felt very comfortable, in addition to being vaccinated myself, my husband's vaccinated, like I've felt very comfortable going without a mask for the past few weeks. And I would feel 100% comfortable going to Walt Disney World or Universal or Legoland or anywhere maskless, because I'm following the science of the CDC, and the science says that if you're vaccinated, then the risk is minimal. And so that's how I'm taking it. And I really hope that Disney follows suit with Universal before July 20th.
Yeah. So I mean, like in the city of New Orleans, we're at basically 60% of our adult population has at least one dose of the shot, which is way further along than I expected us to be honest. But if you trust the science and you trust the vaccine, and we've seen it, if you're vaccinated, even if you get it, it's going to be small symptoms, just like a cold. But the more important thing is you're not going to give it to someone else. So, Court's not going to take it home and give it to her kids, which is the really most important thing. I'm just to the point where if you don't get it and you get COVID, I said by July 4th. If you haven't gotten at least one shot of vaccine by July 4th and you get COVID, I don't feel sorry for you. only very, very specific situations. I mean, This is how confident I am. I have deposits in on 3 cruises, 2 of which are going to be fully vaccinated. The one that I'm definitely going on, That's the Mardi Gras. So that it's Carnival, and they're adamant about not doing vaccinations. So I'll do a quick cruise run through for anyone that is interested in that. Because I pulled up the speculation map for Halloween Horror Nights, but Courtney doesn't care about it. Only me that cares about it. I'll just write another blog. I'll write another blog on it on crescentlakeclub.com. If you guys haven't checked that out, that's our website. We've got a really great blog there. I'll do another Halloween Horror Nights blog update maybe tomorrow. If Cheeks is listening, he'd be like, you owe me like 9 blogs by this point in time, but my bad. Mm-hmm. So cruising, we did get a Disney update. So according to the CDC, we've got 1 Disney cruise ship that is allowed to start preparing to sail for test sailings. And this means that Disney is going to go the not required vaccination route for cruises. So I'm trying to call it up so I can show you guys. They've got this great webpage that updates every day on the cruise ships and how they stand, what has been approved by the CDC, and all this. So I'm not even going to touch on the Florida argument. That's going to be figured out because it's just going to. The CDC said, cruises, you can start sailing on June 1st. You have to agree to 2 different things. You can either go one route, which is the fully vaccinated route, and that means that 98% of your crew has to be fully vaccinated, and 95% of your paying passengers have to be fully vaccinated. And at this point, only 3 domestic cruise ships have decided to go that route. That's Celebrity, Princess, and Norwegian. And just because I listened into some of the calls, they're planning on revenue managing it so they can say that extra 5% of non-vaccinated for very special cases or children under the age of 12. And so that means before August 1st, anyone over the age of 16 has to show a vaccination card or proof of vaccination. And after August 1st, anyone after 12 has to show a proof of vaccination. That's how you get to cruise on those ships.
And those 3 lines do cater to adults more and olds more than the next group that you're going to talk about, right?
Right. Yes. So I'm trying to get rid of this. So the second option that they had was if you're not going to require vaccination, you should encourage vaccination, and you have to run at least 1 simulated sailing that has fully vaccinated passengers on it, but it has to be documented by the CDC how you would do protocols if there was a COVID case or outbreak on your ship. And so what that would mean for passengers is there's possibility that they could set up areas of the ship that would only be for vaccinated only passengers. There could be things like tracelets, which are little bracelets that can alert the medical team on board if you come in contact with someone who tests positive with COVID. Tests would obviously be required for everyone, at least boarding the ship, definitely leaving the ship, and possibly if you're on a 7-day or longer cruise, midweek on the ship. You could have to wear masks on board. There could be social distancing. It also means that you'd likely not be able to take your own excursions off of the ship. You'd have to go on cruise ship specific excursions so they can make sure that you're wearing masks and distancing and following all the proper protocols. So at this point, 3 cruise lines are willing to get started under those restrictions. And the 3 that are doing test sailings right now are Disney, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival. Now, Royal Caribbean is a fun ship. Royal Caribbean is encouraging people that are vaccinated to be like people that can get vaccinated to be vaccinated, and they get closer to the 98, 95, and just make it so only the unvaccinated are those under the age of 12. And so that's why they're doing the test sailing to move towards that. It's going to be really interesting to see how they check that. Nobody knows what Disney Cruise Line is doing other than this test sailing. They've only filed paperwork for 2 ships. One is green, and that's the Disney Dream. One is red, and that's the Disney Fantasy. And they have not filed anything for the Wonder or Magic. So they will still need at least 60 days to get a plan together. And then Carnival, I think, is just going to go for it. Just do test sailings until they have to, and then kind of YOLO it and hope that they can trace enough things. And that feels like a total Carnival move, though, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
How
But
many?
you get what you pay for on Carnival Cruise Line.
I know. And I'm still so
You
excited
can't
that
pay
lots of things change.
$49 a day for a cruise and expect, right? Am I right?
I know. And you're right. And I'm trying to be optimistic because I'm trying to find this
Look,
list
I'm not
the
down
thing
on
that they do
Carnival
is really
Cruise
cool.
Line. Carnival has its place and its purpose and its audience and people that love a Carnival cruise. If you love to bring your luggage in trash bags, your clothes in trash bags instead of luggage, this is your jam. If you are looking for a bachelorette party for $49 a night on a Carnival cruise ship, this is your jam. If you're a bunch of seniors in high school who are going on a senior trip, this is your jam.
So these are. So
if you're looking for a romantic, quiet getaway for your honeymoon, Carnival's probably not your jam.
I don't know. You can't slam those 15 drinks and then end up back in your stateroom real quick. Yeah. That's my one thing about Carnival. I'm not doing the Cheers package on the Mardi Gras just because you think it's hard to hit the 15, but it's really not when you think about it. So that was frustrating. So I'm going to try a different route this time around. So this is what the CDC is putting out, and it's updated every day. So it's the technical instructions. So green means like they've had no cases of COVID. The entire ship has been quarantined. It's been ready to go. It's either cleared for sailing or it is cleared for test sailings. Hey, look, there's a bunch of Carnival ships that are... Mardi Gras is not in port, so it'll be there. But this is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So there's only a handful of red ships, and the Fantasy is one of them. And that either means it's got quarantine of at least 10 or more crew on the ship that currently have tested positive for COVID within the last 14 days, or the threshold of vaccine. So here's the one good thing. I talk crap on Florida all the time, but all these cruise lines have been taking their ships into Port Canaveral, also over in Mobile, parking them and being able to take advantage of the availability of vaccines for their crew members, which, if you've been on a cruise, they all come from foreign countries, India, the Philippines, all over the place. So to be able for them to get access to the high quality vaccines as quickly as possible here, that's been amazing. So shout out to those states for doing that. And that's what's also enabling a lot of these cruise lines to get back up and running. But yeah, notice how there's no even plans have been filed for the Magic or the Wonder. And so the Fantasy, I haven't looked on Ship Scanner to see where it's at. I don't even think it's even close. They may just be starting to staff this up, so we'll see. Then we get down to Royal Caribbean down here. Hey, look, one of mine is green and one of mine is orange. But this is a lot of ships in the red for Royal Caribbean that wants to try and sail with no vaccines required. Anyway, so that's just the thing that I obsess over on a daily basis. I'm not wearing a mask on this Mardi Gras cruise, and I'm about to call tomorrow and ask if my final payday can be moved out 30 days after July 4th so I can actually see what happens.
And that's another thing. I feel like July 4th is a long way away. Think about 3 weeks ago, we were still wearing masks everywhere. There was a mask mandate in place 3 weeks and a day ago. So 3 weeks and a day from now can look very different. That's just, Disney's changing day by day. Everything's changing day by day.
Universal is back to life as normal.
Everything's changing day by day, and I think this is going to be a very exciting summer because it's going to feel like things are finally returning back to normal.
Well, that's what the president said today. He's like, wouldn't it be great if you 70% were so close, we can truly celebrate Independence Day. Oh my gosh, it felt like a speech out of Independence Day, the Alien movie. But we can celebrate our independence from COVID and just go back to actual life life as we knew it.
Yeah. So and close. I know nothing about what the school year is going to look like next year, but even just anecdotally speaking to our principal a few weeks ago, she's like, yeah, I do think we're going to still be in masks in August. And today she's like, I don't know, things could look very different in August. So even her tone has changed. And she's a very, she's a very cautious, calculated person. She's a great principal. So I think that, things are changing for the better. Things are changing for the more normal day by day. And so, when your final deposit's due in a month and 2 days from now, I think, who even knows what it's going to look like?
I mean, we're probably still going to do it just because it's literally Halloween Horror Nights on the 30th.
Yeah.
50th anniversary on the 1st. Wake up, rope drop rat on the 2nd, and then go to Port Canaveral for what could possibly be the maiden voyage of this carnival ship.
Yeah.
And I got the last available stateroom.
So you're going.
I mean, we're going one way or another. I'm just gonna be hiding my face behind a towel without a mask on it. No, I'm vaccinated. It's fine. It's whatever. Come on, Carnival, give me what I want. But yeah, like I said, I have 2 deposits in on Celebrity Cruises in July and August, Celebrity on the Edge out of Fort Lauderdale, and Celebrity on the Summit out of Seattle for Alaska at the end of August, which should be real nice because that's hurricane and the hottest point of the year here. So it's going to be nice to, oh no, I'm going to have to put hard pants on. I haven't put hard pants on since Mardi Gras of last year. There's a lot of things I got to get used to normal. Can't wear leggings in public anymore, I guess.
I mean, you can.
So yeah, we don't really have any. I can, I guess. We've got there's some cruise deals to be had, but it's not anything that I'm willing to hype up just yet. Let's make sure that we can get these Florida sailings going, and then you're going to see a lot of really aggressive rates with OBC and different stuff. But if you are interested in cruising, that kind of gives you the lay of the land for what a cruise line that you might be interested in doing will be offering. Again, Disney's going to spring it on us at the last minute. They're very secretive about all of this kind of stuff. So when we get an announcement, we'll get an announcement. So far, as far as Disney deals, it's still kind of the 25% off of a room on a select day, which is going to be like the one random Tuesday in July that you're not going to want to go anywhere. Yeah. But we're going to keep our eyes and ears peeled for more stuff. We have not heard about Halloween on the West Coast yet. And because they seem to be a little more aggressive with things, maybe we'll hear about a Halloween offering at Disneyland in the next week or two. They've got their hands full with what I'm going to be back in a little under an hour to talk about, because tonight is the ribbon cutting and the opening ceremonies for Marvel's Avengers Campus at Disneyland. Teets and I will be back here on the channel at 10. The whole thing goes down at 10:15. I'm going to make Teets do a lot of talking at the beginning because he's studied this map and everything back and forth. And then Courtney and I will be back next week with probably even more news. I'm hoping we hear about more restaurants, maybe another resort opening in the fall.
I think, I'm hoping we're going to have a lot to talk about next week.
You know, we may have no masks.
Coming in steady. Yeah. Info's coming in steady.
We may get a preview of Christmas, too.
Yeah. That'd be exciting.
Would that be amazing?
Maybe we'll hear something about my beloved Port Orleans. Maybe fireworks.
Maybe fireworks. Maybe more about the 50th other than just a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe
all things are possible.
Maybe Fantasmic.
Maybe a paid fast pass. We didn't even touch that subject. I'd pay for it.
I pay for it too. I paid for Max Pass at Disneyland. I paid for Express Pass at Universal.
So
I could find a reason to justify that.
Yeah. $200 for an after party? Hell no. $200 for an express pass? Take my credit card.
Take a credit card. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. If you're following us on Twitch, hit that purple follow button. We'll be back in about an hour at 10 o'clock for the launch of Marvel's Avengers Campus at Disneyland Resort in California. Courtney and I will be back same time, same place next Wednesday, hopefully with even more news for you guys. And don't forget to follow us on all of our socials and check out our website, crescentlakeclub.com, for all the latest news, takes, and insights. We've got a lot of great stuff on there, and we're gearing up to do a big giveaway drive for Christmas in July. So I'm putting together some sneak previews of what you can win from a giveaway if you follow us on our channels and our social media. But for Courtney, for me, and for the rest of the Crescent Lake Club, we'll see you real soon, like more sooner than normal.